Jack and the Beanstalk.
American way stuff. Joking, me ain't John.
There ain't no giants. Ain't no giants. We'd have skeletons of them and all that.
The skeletons of them.
There are yet.
Huh?
Yetis.
No yetis neither. One watching, come on, share. Get the live shared, guys.
In fact, one of my friends, he was a what was his findings? Don Jeff Meldrum. From the Liverpool University.
And I'm going to check the football ceiling.
One of the world's top experts on human locomotion. And he swore.
I'm gonna. No. I'm just right. See you in a bit, Steve. Right.
Are you done a video?
Is the football on telly? Is it on telly? All right.
Jeff Meldrum. Have you watched Bigfoot program?
Just show you.
Yeah. Through a great year. He's all the footprints. He's been on loads and loads of them.
I've just got Simon's phone, and I've just got the Kevin Crehan story up that I'm going to talk to you. The 5 failings that contributed to the death of Kevin Crehan in prison. So he's from Knowle, Knowle in Bristol. A man died in prison after a series of failings by mental health services, which contributed to his death. An inquest jury found. There were 5 separate failings by mental health and prison authorities that, on the balance of probabilities, contributed to the death of Kevin. Now, his family said that they will take legal action. They tried to go to like no whim, no fee solicitor, but nothing ever come of that. But, you know, they missed everything to do with Kevin, and Kevin isn't the only person who's died in prison because of things like this. There's plenty who die regularly, and we don't hear about it. And obviously, we've talked on streams before. We've talked to mental health veteran specialists who tell us how many people are in locked up for silly things, guys, for silly things. But Kevin was arrested and convicted of a charge of putting bacon on a mosque handle. But the thing was, it wasn't bacon, it was an England flag. This is what they don't tell you. The people at the mosque lied. His friend sort of like colluded with the police just to fit him up and chop him up and get him in. So we protested Kevin's death since 2018 across Bristol at Horsefield prison and various other spots around Bristol. Done streams on it. We've carried his flag across the country, London, the North, Scotland. His flag's been everywhere. And it's just a sad tale of something that could be done to safeguard a semi-vulnerable adult. You know what I mean? It can be done. So, and it's coming to the anniversary of Kevin's passing as well. Now, let's see if I can get his picture up for you to see. It's coming to his passing, the anniversary. And we've done something at Christmas, and we've done something in June as well, every year since 2018. So Justice for Bunny. Big up the Bristol lads, some of the best patriots, loyalist patriots down here that you'll get across the country. I mean, I've supported patriots in Bristol by even coming down and going to a court case to do with a Bristol patriot, Daniel, who was up, and I supported him by going to the court case and spending a few days down here. But, you know, it's It's just bad. A post-mortem toxicology report found he had a cocktail of 5 prescription or illicit drugs in his bloodstream, but it was a combination of morphine diazepam that killed him. And the particular prison that he died in, police officers have had convictions for taking drugs in, or not police officers, the prison officers who worked there for whoever have been convicted, and there's been investigations into the prison officers for smuggling things into the jail. Actually, I'll look for that article now. I'll look for that article. So let me just have a try and find if I can find that article. See if I can find that article for you. It'll let me. All right. Is that a chicken or something? Oh, is that what the light's making? I were over there looking round before, so
The light turning around.
2017 article in the Bristol Cable, drug use epidemic at HMP Bristol highlights prison system. So even before Kevin died, there was issues with drugs coming into the prisons and stuff like that. And that's dated 2017, that. In 2023, HM Chief Inspector of Prisons found that HMP Bristol remain one of the most unsafe prisons in the country. All documented, guys. It's all online for you to look at. Levels of violence and even deaths. This violence included serious assaults on both staff and prisoners, and it was found there had been 8 self-inflicted deaths since the last inspection, and 6 of the deaths occurring in recent months. One man had also recently been charged with murdering his cellmate. Yeah, well, Peter Lynch. Well, we'll go on to Peter Lynch. Good eye. Simon's just brought up Peter Lynch, so we'll do a little bit about Peter Lynch in a bit. So already before Kevin died, they had issues with the prison system and drugs in Bristol. Even before he died. This is how bad it is, guys. This is how bad it is. Yes, Nathan. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. All at the camp. Thank you very much, pal. I'm trying to get my comments up a little bit better here. No.
You turn that back on. Yes, right.
So, lots of failings, guys. Even before Kevin died, there was issues with drugs in prison. And, and I've got issues with all this. It's, I've got issues with all this. And the kind of prison officers we're now, they're easily paid off. There's hundreds of, if not thousands, in the past 20 years who've been suspected or convicted of smuggling phones in, drugs and stuff like that into prisons. Not nice, very not nice at all. And I'm big on that because I just think it's an issue. And a lot of them people who are in prison, as we know, and we've talked about this before on previous streams, and veterans and that, they don't have serious issues, but they're in prison for one way or another. And that only can amplify how these people's issues. It only amplifies them, doesn't reduce them, doesn't take them out of risk. It just amplifies them. And when you see where they failed Kevin, knowing five failings are telling you they're on that report. And when you see that, you can see how bad and affected the prison system is. And now the prison system is run by gangs and mobs who run the prisons. And, you know, like, it's just, it's a mad world, guys. It's a mad world. It's a mad world. It's a mad world. Absolutely mad world. So let's look at another article on the prisons. Bristol Live 2019. Headline, cockroach infestation and ready available drugs inside HMP Bristol. Still in the news from 2018, guys. Couldn't make it up. Although you can Google it online, HMP Bristol. The earliest account there I've said is 2017 and 2025, and then failings are still here. And failings are still here, guys. Not good enough. Squalid and degrading conditions, as well as very high self-harm levels, were identified at the facility in an HMP spectrum of prisons. The inspectorate has ordered the Secretary of State for Justice, David Gort, to respond in public within a month with plans to improve the prison in Cambridge Road, Harfield, and that's the one where Kevin passed away. So 2017, 2025, exactly the same things. Yes, Jackie, good evening, love. Yes, we have. We've had a good one, Toffee. John La, he says, Toffee, because he's from the Wirral area. John La. John Ola. So again, I'll just repeat what I've just done then. I've just Googled up 2017 and 2025, and still them issues are there. And it's an 8-year gap, that. Wouldn't you think they might be on the way to course to looking after it or sorting something out? They obviously not.
Which lamp are we using? It's got cool water, couple of bad water for the ECTV. Still talking about your standard, don't you? You're still talking about your life. My mate sent me, he'd done a whole cam, mate. It had like fucking 40 hours on it, mate. I swear you just heard it and you fucking got off. It was a fella. Go again.
Yes, guys.
What I look about other ECT, I never really want it again. But I look back over a few decades now and go, back. Well, we need to get a good EMP, right, on a drone to fly it over the Parliament. Fucking EMP. Only electric, man. Taking down little city blocks of a little EMP. Make them.
So, yeah, so plenty of failings. I've just said it to you guys, just read them out. 2017, 2025, 8 years, the same things. Simon asked me to mention Peter Lynch, and we have actually got a Peter Lynch patriot who comes supporting the Justice for Bunny demos. So, good evening, Peter, if you watch him. 61, died at HMP Moorland, South Yorkshire, 19th of October last year. 2 months after being sentenced to 2 years and 8 months for violent disorder. Now, I mean, he didn't hit anybody, as far as I know. I think he pushed into the riot shields. But if you knew Peter, he was already a protester, used to hold up banners, and he'd been to several protests in the area. 61. And he pleaded guilty to being part of a mob which gathered outside somewhere. You know, one of the serious things is these people went guilty when they should have gone not guilty. But, you know, I know the police, and I know the police's bullying tactics, and I know how they would have been with people like Peter and stuff like that. And yes, I'm not saying that everyone who got locked up is innocent at Southport. Some people did bad things. Some people actually did violence or tried to burn things down, and I don't support that. Never have supported it. But a lot of the people did not do that bad of a thing. Didn't do that bad of a thing. So yeah, 2 year sentence, 2 year sentence. And they said he was found hanging in his cell. And I can imagine that he'd have been bullied by people. He'd have been bullied by the police first. Then he might have been bullied in the prison or whatever. But it's wrong. It's all wrong, guys. And he should never have gone to prison, that guy. Never have gone to prison. He was part of a mob. He didn't hit any police or anything like that. He didn't set fire to anything. As far as I know, he was just pushing back against the police's shields, riot shields. And I have actually done that. And I know several other people who've done it. And nothing's happened. But at that time, he got locked up. Should never have happened. Should absolutely never have happened. Another big failing, just as bad as what I was saying about Kevin. But let's just get back to Kevin. It was a fit up from the beginning with Kevin's case. He said bacon would put on the mosque scandal, but it weren't. It was an England flag. Kevin's mate sort of like sided with the police and said some things that just looked all bad for Kevin, and then Kevin got sent down. And it's just ridiculous. And even if he'd have done something wrong, he still should have been safeguarded within the prison system, which he isn't. And I've just explained that. There's loads of articles saying how bad it is in prison. So we have to be careful of these things. You know what I mean? It's bad. It is bad. So it's 8 years for Kevin. And obviously, Peter, well, last year, we actually went to Snaresbrook Crown Court to see Ricky Jones up in court, the Labour councillor who said that of all like people who were protesting against hotels or speak out against immigration, he wanted to do that to them all. But it was cancelled the particular day we went. And since then, he's been found not guilty. But would Ricky Jones have been bullied off the police? No, he would have been treated as like pet. He would have been brought his bruise and all that. He'd have been treated dead nice off the police because he's a lefty and he's a council. And the Labour Council run the police wherever he's from. So he'd have been treated nicely. He wouldn't have been bullied like other people. I don't think the police would have been coming in, oh, this is serious, mate. This is serious. He wouldn't have been doing that for Ricky Jones. He wouldn't. It's just the way it is. That's a two-tier policing. And I know this for a fact, guys. Well, you know, you can say, how do I know? But, you know, like, who's had a run-in with counter-terrorism? Big John has, a couple of times. Got to say, I've had to go in and they've had to come and see me over something I said on Facebook that was bad. And so I had to go in and see counter-terrorism over it. So I know what they're like. I understand how these police work. I understand how they can bully people with the political ideals of the council behind them, the Labour Party like that. You better arrest them. You know, Keir Starmer, hang them all, hang them all. That's what Keir Starmer was saying. Lock them up. Shameful, shameful. I've got some Christmas overlays here. I have, yeah. Why don't they let me have them on? My Boxing Day overlay there. So yeah, Kevin Crehan. And Peter Lynch. Quite a few people I know went to his funeral. They invited loads of patriots up. I think they raised some money for Peter as well. I'm sure there were about some thousands of pounds raised for Peter. I even put in a fund for it that were going towards his funeral and that. And I know it was a big funeral as well. And it was well documented by a lot of patriots up the north and the northeast. But we won't forget Peter. We're going to have a Peter Lynch Day. That's what we're going to start off with, Peter Lynch Day. And actually, when I turned up at Snaresbrook, a guy turned up with a Peter Lynch banner, and I've got a little video. He said, we'll have some photos. I said, mate, I want to do speeches. I want to record me saying something and speaking, and I did, which the guy was really grateful for. So, you know, like, we did it. We supported him, and we spoke up for Peter Lynch, and I've spoken up for Kevin Crehan for 8 years, guys. 8 years. Jo at the camp as well. She's one of the loyal Justice for Bunny followers. Big Steve Eklund, Frank, Mike. There's loads of them. Obviously, Kevin's family. I've been honoured that I've met Kevin's dad several times and his family members, and you know, he respects me because I come up every year and I do something, and I speak from the heart. He watches my videos. He likes the stuff I do, and well, you know, whatever I can do to support a patriot or a family in something like this, I will do, and I will speak out about mental health issues and the prison system. If nobody else might not do, but not everybody in the prison system is a nasty, evil person. If that's the case, then everyone's nasty and evil. Everyone's done something wrong in their life, you know. And I can't put up with the fact that, like, I spit on people who've been in prison and the way that people are treated, when a lot of these people just shouldn't be in prison in the first place, or might have some mental health or some health issues or something like that. So, you know, we've got to speak out about stuff like that. We really have to. Good evening, Mark. Thank you very much. As you can see, Mark, some lights are flashing there. Let me just get... I've plugged all lights in now, so there is a bit more going. But yeah, look, all nicely lit up. There's one of them flashing there. Another one there. One behind me. And then one up there. 4 corners, but they can be easily put outside as well. And they come with their own independent power. Long lead, and once they're in, I can use a remote control. Let's just get the remote control. Yeah, so we've got a multifunction remote control here. And there's 4 of these, but you only need one that controls all the units. It also turns the big one off and on, and then it controls the motion of the lights. And then at the bottom, we've got motor speed. So we can increase the speed that they spin, and you can hear them spinning. Check. All right, they're on music.
You want a soup, mate?
Huh?
You want a soup?
There we go. So thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, mate.
You want to serve it off you? You want to serve it off you, mate?
So earlier on, guys, I opened a bottle of champagne. We've not had any of this yet, so I'm going to have that. So nice champagne. Didn't want to do it and make it spill and waste it all. So we've got to drink that up in a bit. But yeah. So Peter Lynch, rest in peace, Peter. We have to. I'm probably tomorrow. I'm meeting up with a guy called Peter Lynch, exactly the same name. $20.27. Yeah, I wondered what it was, Gareth. I kept thinking I could hear the chickens going. But I never realised it was a light.
Well, I thought it was the telly. Then I thought it was the chicken. Most people like that. You realise that the soul. Thought that it's fucking lights turning.
Check. Oh,
As you expected.
that's better. That's better. Just sorting my lights out. Yes, Paul. Look, we're at the camp. I've got to show you our cabin, Paul. This is the cabin. We've got a fire here. Our burning fire there. Lovely, man. You'd love it. You love it. And the field. I'll do a little video tomorrow. I'll show you the size of the field. The fields were on the farm. You love it, mate. You love it. And Joe and Dion actually did have some pigs, but they've when were the pigs here? A couple of years ago. Do you remember them? Do you have two big, massive? 3 years ago, yeah. Simon's saying so. There were some pigs here a few years ago. All right. No one knows who it is, does it? So anyway, yeah. So yeah. One of the vets. That's what I'll say now. One of the vets. Boring name. Nomad. Oh yeah, honestly, you'll be more than welcome. Got stables here and everything. You'll be more than welcome, mate. More than welcome.
On my phone, I'm Eli Compton.
And Macaulay's already got a trap that the horse pulls. Already got one of them as well. But obviously, you'd bring yours. I've got another can. So we'll do a bit of that champagne in a bit, guys. Just gonna mute you. Actually, I'll put. Have I got any videos I can put up? Tell you what, I'll do outfit, and then you can. I'll be back in outfit. So, how old were you when you joined up?
How
old was you when you joined the army? How old?
17.
17. But did you lie?
Yeah, I told him that I was 18. So my Facebook now makes me not 99,
Right.
but I'm only 98.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. Let me just see how. So that were Alfie. That were Alfie. That 98-year-old veteran. Got some other clips of him that aren't recorded anywhere else that I've got of him talking about his life and stuff he did. But we'll get back to them another time. Yeah, he had a great send off. He came to the Bath Memorial, the first one he'd ever done, and his daughter always said that she's met so many kind and nice people over his troubles of being kicked out of his home, but we supported him, you know what I mean? And I was so lucky to have met him. I come down one time, and it's like this time at night, Joe walked over, she went, you know where you're going tomorrow? And I went to see Alfie. She went, yeah. We went to see him and had like 4 hours with him. And I'm just so honoured that I managed to get there and see him and meet him and talk with his family and his grandkids. He was there with his daughter, her son, and then his son. It was just lovely to see that. It really was. I've got to say, Captain Adrian did a really good speech as well at his funeral, Alfie's funeral. And I've actually got that speech on the paper that he read when he was written it. I asked him for it afterwards, and he just got it out of his jacket and give it me. So that's something I can use for the future. I can put it up, and we'll know that Alfie's always blessed with that speech and stuff like that. So I've actually got that speech. So honoured again, you know what I mean? But whatever we do to support him. But let's get back to it. HMP Bristol, don't forget HMP Bristol. Very bad, and has been bad, certainly for at least 10 years, if not longer. The prison system's atrocious, guys. It really is atrocious. And there's people in prison who shouldn't be, and they've only got a bit of mental health, a bit off with the mental health, that's all, a little bit off. Just need a bit of TLC. But what did they do? They put them in prison. And they bully them. The police bully them. And, you know, it's anti-men now. It's anti-men. The world and all the system and all the courts and everything is against men. And men are demonized. And it's not nice. And, you know, I'm talking about it now, but why should I talk about it? Because I've fucking talked about it for more than 2 years. Live streaming. 9 years I've had my YouTube channel. And some of my first videos was talking about mental health and men. And I've kept on at that all the way through my time. And even now, as a wannabe local counsellor, I talk to people on the door with them kind of issues. So I'm very supportive of men and the way men are treated. And it's simple as more needs to be done. Again, men are demonised. I'm not going to apologise. If you feel offended and you're a woman, you can feel offended, but you're indoctrinated with these feminine wiles, which is against men, it's anti-men, and it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if you feel offended, then this is unapologetic, guys. I'm here to offend with my truths. Let's get my banner up. Anyway, I've got my banner somewhere. Not even had it up. Right, where's me background?
No, it can be done by
Oh no, I can't. I mustn't be able to do it on here. Can put Alfie up. I've got Alfie on background. No, I haven't. And I'm just not on for it, guys. I'm really not on for it. You know what I mean? Statistically, more men die of mental health and stuff like that, and suicides and all that kind of thing. There's more men suffering from that. And in life in general, more men die in everything. More men die in war. More men die in whatever. It's men, men, men. and nobody wants to talk about it, and it's like put on the back foot. And I'm not saying it from a point of view of just coming into this. There's something that I've looked at for years, guys, not just a couple of years. I've had my YouTube for 9 years, and I've been doing videos about mental health, all sorts of things from the very beginning. So obviously, before that, I had an idea that men have been treated badly. So, you know, it does happen. And we don't want to talk about it because everything's men's nasty, toxic masculinity and all that lot. And it's not good for society, guys. It really isn't. It'll be the death of our society is treating men like that. And, you know, even my mum, even people like my mum could see that. If my mum could see how some men are treated these days, she'd be kicking off. She'd be kicking off with the authorities and be disgusted with how it's going. But sorry to say, more women have been indoctrinated with this feminist bullshit. That they can do everything and stuff like they can do exactly the same things as other people and all that lot and stuff. Not saying you can't, not saying it's not a good thing or anything like that, but it's a negative thing in the end because when it's a woman, it's what is it? It's all men until it's no men. That's what they say. What kind of statement's that? It's an ideology that's just going to break up society. And with the failures within communities anyway that we have, this is how it is. You know, I don't know if people know, but when the Rotherham grooming gang scandal went on, a dad and a son went down to collect their daughter or their family member, the father's daughter and the son's sister from the gang that was being raped, and they got arrested and jailed. Did you know that? And that happened in Rotherham. And that's happened to several, if not dozens, of fathers who were trying to protect the kids, and they've ended up being arrested because they've gone down, kicked off with people who've got the daughter, and they've ended up getting arrested and thrown on hate charges and things like that. And you know, I'm not going to let it forget this, and I'll bring it up at the Mayor's question time. I'll bring it up in front of other people. I talked about teenage deaths at the Mayor's question time and why aren't people bothered that 15-year-olds are going, stabbing each other in the street, killing each other. No one seems to be bothered about that. They just seem to be bothered about other things like Keir Starmer being a nasty man or like protesting against like Islam when their own kids who are white are stabbing each other to death in the streets. Nobody seems to be bothered. Well, I'm bothered about it. And it gets right on me wick when other people are not so conscious about these kind of things. At the Bolton Mayor's question time, I turned round and shouted at the audience for not caring about 15-year-old lads stabbing each other to death, Reese Tansey. Just Google up the case, Reese Tansey, Bolton. Please just don't listen to me. Google up that case, Reese Tansey. Coaxed out of his house by two other 15-year-olds and stabbed to death. And weren't an asylum seeker or anything like that. This is like three white lads. No, this is three YT lads. YT, I shouldn't be saying it like that. I know.
I don't even settle with one, John. Then I'll go, listen, I don't even want, hello, I don't understand. Then someone explain YT. And then they go, what? A few words.
Nomad's going on about
Star. And I go, oh, thank you.
why? See, why? See.
I'm ever so sorry.
I'm ever so sorry.
Are you talking about some zombie apocalypse and that? And then all of a sudden I'm being reported and I'm being took off. Jesus, I've got so many fans.
So yeah, actually, you know, you know, Big John well. I'll not just chat shit. I'll get the case up and we'll look at it on the phone. All right. That's what we'll do. Greater Manchester Police. Two teenagers jailed following the fatal stabbing of Reece Tansey have been named for the first time. Two teenage boys were jailed on 21st of January 2022 after being convicted of causing the death of 15-year-old Reece Tansey from Bolton. James White, 8th of the 11th 05, jailed for 15 years, and Mark Nuttall, 24th of the 5th 06, both of Farnworth, Bolton, jailed for 6 years. During the trial, the court heard how in the early hours of Tuesday, 4th of May 2021, Reece left his home in Bolton after a fight was arranged over Snapchat messages between the two defendants and Reece. After meeting up with the defendants on Walker's Avenue, Bolton, an altercation took place which resulted in Reece being stabbed with a kitchen knife 6 times by Nuttall while White was present. You know what I mean? And like, it wasn't the topic of conversation at the Mayor's question time until Big John came in, and I made it the topic of conversation. And I talked about some other cases of teenagers stabbing each other to death and killing each other. Just shortly before that, in Bury, which is near Bolton, there'd been a lad killed in the town centre. And when we started the Bolton Mayor's question time, Deputy Chief Constable Terry Woods walked in. And he walked in with a woman who we now know is a commander in the Bury area. When he sat down, he was on the seats in front of me. He's turned round, he's shook my hand because he knows me well enough by now. He knows me through 5 or 6 Mayor's question time. Then I said what they're doing about these kids stabbing each other. And the woman was a Bury commander. So she's just come in straight away and said, look, we're going to schools. We've done a big a section 60 in the town centre, stop and search. The police have been going to all the schools around Bury and the schools involved with the lads and stuff like that. So, you know, like, I got some engagement off the police and I liked what they said. And we did our own further research, and they did all this. They went to the schools. The police put these procedures in order. You know, they wanted to crack down. They didn't want 16-year-olds being stabbed to death in town centres. That's what they didn't want. And so, you know, it was powerful. That was a powerful question time, that. It's all on tape. It's all been recorded. They're all live streamed. So, you know, I'm not making things up. I'm not saying that I went there and said that and no one heard me. Everyone heard me. You know, a lot of the times, I've had a couple of meetings with Andy Burnham, but, you know, I don't have to prove that to anyone. I know that I've had them meetings, and so does he, and so does the chief executive of Manchester Council. They know I've been to these meetings. Big John is productive, not disruptive. That's my godly, truthful thing. So, I opened a bottle of champagne earlier that we've been given. No one else is up for it, but I've got me first glass. So, cheers, Merry Christmas. See you later, mate. See you later. Merry Christmas and all that, and we'll see you all soon. Champagne at the camp.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, Mark. Yeah, they're politically driven now. The police do common purpose training, which is just like anti everyone else. And common purpose training is just doing as a political voice says and stuff like that.
United are winning 1-0.
Oh, United are winning 1-0, I've just been told. So we had a soup tonight. Our mate cooked us a soup that we've had. I think there's a little bit left, and I can I think there's some bread left. Let me just
Diamonds for 5 years, mate, and then yeah, it's a fair game. Not that much right, but
there's some bread left. Oh, yeah.
Mate, I've got room floaties for that.
You alright, yeah?
Yeah, I've got.
Do you want a bowl, John?
I will, yeah, please. I will, yeah.
Listen, you have yourself some soup, boys. I've got ribs for later.
Where's Joe? She would have that bottle. I know, well, she knew it were here, but it's ours. Got donated for the veterans and who's having the Christmas dinner at camp. I'm one of them, so we're here, you know what I mean? 5th year on the run, guys, by the way, this 5th year on the run. So yeah, I've got a big up the Bristol lot. Steve Eklund, Mike, Frank, Kevin's family, his dad, his sisters and that, his family. You know, they've kept up protesting for 8 years, and we make a big statement. We've been through the city centre several times. We've protested at the prison as well. And what we do when we go to prison, we go in the reception area, and I start asking them things like, last time we went up, there's a video, and can you tell me about your safeguarding for vulnerable adults? That's what I said to him last time. You should have seen the faces. He couldn't answer any of that. So yeah, and we've kept it up, and it's something that I'm honoured to do. Yeah, I'm honoured to. I never met Kevin, but I feel like I know him. I know all his friends, his family, and I've spent 8 years protesting with them. So you get to know people that way. Right, we're coming up to 52 minutes. So we're at the camp. Thank you very much. Oh, got a little nice bowl of our soup here to tackle. So I'm going to hang up in a minute. I've got bread and muffins as well. Water it down, pat it down with. Going to hang up in a minute and then get on with eating my soup. But thank you very much for watching the stream. Thank you for sharing that. Let's not forget Kevin Crehan, Peter Lynch, and all the other people who've died and been failed in support within the prison system. Veterans included, civilians. I'm trying to think.
Everyone who's been done for free speech and gone to prison.
Yeah.
Every one of them needs to be remembered.
I'm trying to think now. I couldn't give you. I'm trying to think of accurate figures, but yeah, we've had a couple of veterans on here talking and giving figures of percentage of veterans within the prison system. I just can't remember them offhand, but you know they're there. You know what I mean? And along with all the civvies who suffer from mental health and who need support, safeguarding as an adult, you know what I mean? And they just failed. This is what we're like when we're the British prison system. Yeah, we've got the camp here. Yeah, that's right, Nomad. We've got the camp, of course, and you can get down here and get your head sorted out one way or another with a course, with just spending time on your own or anything like that. But anyway, Friday Night Live, Unapologetic. If you've been offended by what I said, if you're a woman and you've offended what I said about, I'm not sure when the next demo is, you know. I think they're doing something tomorrow, Mark, could tell you the truth, but I'll keep you up to date. There's a good possibility that I can get to it tomorrow. So I'll keep you updated. So could be going live from Bristol tomorrow. But thank you very much. This is Unapologetic. My name's John Lawrence. I'm live at the PTSD camp. Everyone's flirted off to the little sections now and all that lot. But you know what? I'll see you soon. Watch Fight for Our Lives tomorrow. Thank you very much. God bless. See y'all soon. So see you, lads.
See you later.
Thanks, yeah.